live.
Hello, everyone, and welcome.
Yes, happy Sunday. Gloomy Sunday here.
Gloomy it is, yeah.
Today we are going to talk a little bit about Princess Cruises because we're going on one in a few days.
Yes.
Plus, there's been some changes to some of their packages and everything else. So we're going to talk all about that, and maybe you'll have some questions about Princess or things you want to see us do on this itinerary. So
yes,
let's get to it. All things Princess today.
Well, hello again and welcome, and thanks for joining us on our live. I am Jill with Jerry, the Cruising Connects today.
And this is Bruno, honorary member of the Cruising Connects as well.
Yeah.
And this is our Sunday Live. That is our podcast that comes out on Monday mornings. That is on Spotify and Apple Music. If you're listening to it and you want to contribute or ask questions, then you have to join us Sunday on the live because that's when we take everybody's calls and questions. Calls. It sounds like an old 1990s radio show.
I think he's on a talk show. Yeah.
But yeah.
Comments.
So today we are talking about Princess because today is an exciting Sunday for us. It's always exciting when it's the Sunday before us getting ready to go on a cruise.
Yes. Not so exciting for Bruno. The suitcases came out today. He watched me put clothes in the suitcase most of the morning. So he's actually sitting in my arms shaking right now, not overly happy about any of it.
He has no idea where he's going.
Oh.
He just knows it's not on a cruise ship with us.
Yeah.
And also I was shaking a little bit today because today was try on the clothes day. So I had to see what fits and not fit. I'm still a couple pounds above what I call my cruise weight because it's too recent since our Cunard cruise that I ate and ate. And
we sort of gave ourselves a rule when we started vlogging that, and we knew we were going to be cruising more than what we normally did prior to vlogging, that we said we have to make sure that we have enough time in between each cruise that we lose whatever weight we've gained from the cruise before.
I got on the scales this morning. I said, that's it. I can't go on the cruise.
So I'm looking for someone to come on a cruise with me. Anybody want to come?
I've still got.
She's going to be eating celery for the rest of the week till we leave.
I still have a few days left. Yes, we've been out walking every day and trying to get the last few pounds off. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
We just have too good of a time on a cruise ship.
Yep. So, but we have some fun updates about our cruise that we want to talk to you about.
Yes.
Some of the updates are kind of thanks to you and some of your interactions on our Facebook group.
For sure.
And now we have the fun stuff that you like.
Oh, good. Trivia? Is that what you're going to say?
Eventually there's going to be trivia, yes. It might even be Princess trivia. Yes.
I really should start studying for this show.
You should
do
study.
Some prep work as he comes up
I'm
with
sure
all the
that
stuff.
Ruth would work with you on studying for this.
Yes, Ruthie. We're going to have to start doing a Sunday morning study group for Jerry's trivia questions that he gives me.
So this last week you saw us go to Juneau, where we had very large, expensive crab legs.
They were so good.
And duck farts at the bar.
Red Dog Saloon.
Red Dog. I couldn't remember the name.
That's why the two of us do this show. Hopefully one of us will remember what the other person's forgetting.
And then you're going to be seeing, we have 3 more videos left for Cunard. We're almost done the editing.
The royal we.
And so they're going to come out this coming week and into next week when we're on the cruise. We're going to have them kind of time out and come out. So we've been working away getting that all done so that we have some stuff still coming out when we're on the next cruise. And the next week's live, I want to bring up, even though we're only partway through this live, I just wanted to bring up that we have a plan.
We do have a plan.
We're hoping. If you saw us on the Volendam.
We did a live.
Yes.
And that was thanks to my mother-in-law that gave me a text a half an hour before we were scheduled to do a live asking me if we were going to do one because we totally forgot that we said we were going to.
So last time we did a live on the ship, we just went live and we said, here we are on the ship. And we said, let's walk around and check the ship out. We go to the bars, we got some drinks, we grabbed some food, we checked out the scenery, the different rooms. And it's kind of an interactive thing where you could say, hey, what's this like there? What's this? When we could actually walk around the ship in a live and kind of give you a firsthand taste of it. So we're hoping.
Yeah, it went over really well. A lot of people said they really enjoyed it. And a lot of people asked us to do it on every ship that we go on. And so we couldn't do it on Cunard because the internet wasn't strong enough. Nope. I couldn't even post on Patreon on Cunard. Instagram seemed to work and certain social medias didn't. Anyways, internet wasn't the strongest. So we're hoping, and I'm sure we'll be able to make it work on Princess, partly due to their internet plan, but also we'll be in Canada. So if all else fails, our own data on our own phones will work. Yeah.
Now that day we are in Saguenay.
Saguenay.
Saguenay. Yeah.
Okay.
And so that's the Sunday. So we will be there, and we're hoping that between cell coverage and the ship's internet, we're going to be able to do the live regular time and show you all around the Emerald Princess. And we'll give you a little bit of a hint of what we've been up to for the couple days leading up to that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I am thinking that we have to go to the comment of the week next.
Okay.
So the comment of the week, I even forget what it is now. It's a Wonderful Life said, Grace videos. We were there a couple of weeks ago talking, I believe, about Alaska. It looked like we had amazing weather. How was the Queen Elizabeth, and would you recommend it? So there you go. Would you recommend the Queen Elizabeth? It's funny because I also saw a comment come today that someone asked, one of our regular viewers, if it was right now, that they asked, Holland America or Cunard? Where are we? Like, where do we think they rank?
Okay.
But anyways, would you recommend Cunard?
I would recommend Cunard. I will definitely cruise Cunard again. Do I think it's better than Holland America? Not necessarily. I do really enjoy Holland America. Do I think it's better than Princess? Not necessarily. I really enjoy Princess. I do think it's in the top 3, and there's things that Cunard does a little bit better than Holland America and Princess, and there's things that it doesn't do as well. So yes, I would recommend it. Do I think it's the best cruise line I've ever been on? No, not necessarily.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny because when I came off the Cunard cruise, I was pretty pumped up that this was like a phenomenal cruise. I've had time to let it marinate. I've spent like literally dozens, if not hundreds of hours on doing the editing for all the videos. So I've had a chance to regurgitate it all.
Uh-huh.
And there's a couple things that I think are missing in Cunard.
Yes.
And I think the one thing that really they're behind when it comes to Princess and Holland America is the whole drink package, any type of all-inclusive type of experience. That I think that is, even though they have it, they don't have it at an affordable rate, in my opinion.
Right.
And I feel that they're kind of missing out on being competitive in that area. That if you like to go and have lots of drinks and enjoy your cruise that way, Cunard is going to be a very expensive option. Yeah,
we booked this ship on this cruise because we thought Cunard was offering a really good entry point to get on the cruise. It was very affordable in comparison to Holland America and Princess that we usually cruise with. And so we said, let's give them a try, expecting that it would be a higher class experience. There were elements of it that were fancier, and there was elements of it that wasn't, in my opinion. And so if I'm talking dollar to dollar, and Jerry said, you can go on, those 3, Princess, Holland America, or Cunard, dollar to dollar. I don't know that Cunard goes above them, in my opinion, but they're pretty tied.
I think that if you're going on a cruise and you say, okay, I don't want the drink package or need the drink package, Cunard is pretty close to being number 1 for me. I'm thinking in many other ways it does really good, but the drink package isn't.
Yeah.
But if you're going something that says I want just a cruise or everything's included, I don't have to worry about paying extra for anything, Cunard won't be the cruise.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, the specialty dining is a little bit more than some of the other cruise ships. The other thing is their internet package was quite expensive. And not the best internet we've had at sea. And I don't know if that's just because we were in Alaska, but in saying that, we were in Alaska last year on Koningsdan, and our internet worked way better than it did on Cunard this year. Mm-hmm. So that would be an issue. Obviously, for us doing what we do, it's hard to be posting things on social media. It got to the point where I just gave up trying after a few days because I kept having to try like 6 or 7 times to get something to post successfully. So yeah. Anyways, that might not be an issue for most people. It is for us, obviously.
Yeah. So there you go. That's the story on Cunard. Would we recommend it? Yes. I think if you have a chance to go on when you do have a good time.
Yes.
Is it number 1 when you lay out all the different options and reasons why you like one cruise over another? That's where it has problems. There's a few gaps, I guess.
I loved some of the differences that it had for sure. And so I'm really glad that I did it. And I do plan on doing another Cunard cruise. I just don't think it'll be like the only cruise line that I ever want to do again. And I guess that's just sort of our personality too, because we know some people that have only done Princess or only done Holland America or only done whatever, whereas we like to switch it up a little bit and see all the good things that other cruise lines offer.
We just don't switch it up to Princess or to Virgin.
We will. I promise. I'll get them there, guys. We will get on a Virgin cruise at some point. All right.
There you go. One thing I loved the most about Cunard, just so you know, at least on that ship, for whatever reason, there was never anybody on that ship.
I loved, the space guest ratio space was phenomenal. Our cabin was very spacious too. Can't complain about that sort of thing. So yeah, you definitely never felt like we were in a line or in a crowd or couldn't get a seat in a venue. So that was a huge plus.
Yeah. When you watch the vlogs and you see shot after shot of like nobody around us, usually we do that deliberately because we don't want to film strangers. On that ship, there was literally nobody around us.
That's true.
There you go. And next segment is Jerry's Cruise Weather Watch.
Oh, right.
Your favorite?
Well, I kind of need it this time. I hope you give me a Canada. No
Canada update for you.
I was going to say I'd like to know what I need to put in my suitcase.
But that's a good thing because if I was talking about like hurricanes going towards Canada, then you'd want to know. So the fact that I'm not talking about that.
My ship's not going to be diverted, right?
Anyways, one thing I'm watching this week is right around Wednesday. It looks like a storm is going to develop around Cozumel, and then it's going to shoot north and head towards kind of the Panhandle, Florida, maybe north of Tampa, somewhere in that northwest corner.
Oh no!
And it looks like it's going to be a named storm. I think the next name is supposed to be Francine, so we might be seeing Hurricane Francine, at least Tropical Storm Francine.
Oh no!
And that's going to probably arrive late Thursday night, somewhere in that timetable for Florida. So something to watch out especially if you're doing a Gulf. You're coming out of New Orleans or Galveston, even Tampa. You might want to keep an eye on the forecast. The other side of Florida looks fine.
Okay. At
least for now. Even though we're in the heart of hurricane season, that's what we're seeing for this coming week. And now it's your favorite time.
Okay.
It is trivia time. Okay, you ready?
Yes.
It's a tough one.
Okay.
When did Princess announce that it was starting the Princess Plus package? So when did this whole Princess extra options begin?
Princess Plus.
Give me a year and a month that Princess Plus became a thing in the cruise industry. Was it 1977?
Oh, stop. Wasn't that long ago.
Was it 1999?
I'm going to say 2016.
2016. So 4 years before the cruise stoppage.
Yeah, that's my guess.
Okay, let's see what everyone thinks that's online.
Okay.
What are we getting so far?
18, 22, 23.
Kat is saying October 22. Patrick and Marietta are January 23. July 23 is Eileen.
That's for the premier package, maybe. No, I don't know.
You don't know?
Anyways, tell me.
Give
me the answer.
It's a problem with you with trivia. You don't have patience. You just want to know the answer right away.
I do.
So Princess announced it in September of 2020.
Oh, I was too.
It was a cruise stoppage thing that they fired up to also when you were going back to cruising. This was a promotion they were doing. At the very beginning, it didn't even sound like it was going to be a permanent thing. It was almost like there was something they were going to try.
It's true. Now that you say that, I remember that because we were looking at it when we weren't even allowed to cruise.
Yep. So it was way before we were even cruising. But yeah, in the second half of 2020, they announced they were going to do this for when the cruising got all back up and running again.
There you go.
So there you go.
Wow.
So that was not back then. It was only Princess Plus.
There wasn't a premier.
There was no premier, and if it wasn't Princess Plus, there was a Princess. They called it something else. It was just like the regular fare. There was a name for that too, but which basically meant you didn't have anything other than just your cruise fare. But second part of your question, there's always a second part.
Okay.
And the second part is, when did Princess start the Princess Premier package? A year and a month.
Okay, I'm going to say 2023, and I don't know about a month. I just throw a random month. I'll say January 2023.
I'm waiting to see some other answers coming in.
Okay.
Premier package. When did it come out? I have a hint I can give you.
Okay.
It wasn't available for our daughter's wedding with Princess.
No, it wasn't. That's why I knew.
But it was available shortly thereafter.
Oh. So she got married in 2022. So it was available shortly thereafter. So that was the year.
So Kat's got October 23. Patrick and Mariette are saying May 22nd.
Oh, I think I want to lean into Patrick and Marietta's answer.
Ruth is saying February 23. And let me see here. It was started in June of 22. They may have announced it even in May there.
Okay.
So Patrick and Mariette almost might be right bang on when it was announced, but I think it started for cruises in June of 22.
Okay.
So it was several months after we had.
Yeah, our daughter got married in January of that year. And ever since we saw the premier package, we thought, that would have been great for her wedding cruise to have that, all the perks that come with it.
Okay. Now it's time to talk about Princess. Talk about our cruise, what's going on with our cruise, some of the details. the resolve around all that.
He has notes,
I
everybody.
have notes today, people.
And he writes so tiny that there's no way I could read his notes. I can't even make out words. It's just shapes on a page.
Mm-hmm. It looks like you can take this to the pharmacy for a prescription.
Yes, I've often told him he should have gone to school to be a doctor because he writes like one. But now they all send theirs all in electronically, so it's all nice and easy to read.
I can do that too. So first, I guess what we should do is we should start talking about our upcoming cruise. Maybe everybody doesn't know exactly what's going on with that.
Okay.
But this coming Friday, we will be boarding the Emerald Princess in Quebec City.
We will.
But it's very unique. We've never done what this cruise ship does at the very beginning of the cruise.
So it's a 10-day cruise embarking in Quebec City, and it stays its first night in Quebec City. So we don't actually leave Quebec City until day 2 in like dinner time type thing, right?
Yeah, and I thought that was really interesting. I can actually see some of the events now in the app to see what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's really, there's no sail away party first day, because we don't sail away.
We're not sailing
so
away.
I thought that was interesting.
So that's neat that they've adjusted that.
Sail away is the second day, of course, so that fits. So yeah, I'm glad.
Makes sense.
I would have been a little bit kind of tilted my head, wondering why are they having a sail away? We're not leaving on the first day.
Yeah.
And they still have some shows and some entertainment, but not as much because I think they're assuming that people are going to be doing stuff in Quebec City.
Yeah, it's interesting to see how. I'm interested or intrigued to see how many people will be on board that first night. You know, whether a lot of people are just going to fly in that day and then just use the Emerald Princess as a floating hotel and spend the whole night off the ship exploring Quebec City. We're actually coming in the day before, and we already have the night before. We have a hotel booked in old Quebec City. And so we'll have some time there. So I don't know if we'll be on the ship that first night or what we plan on doing.
Yeah, we're going to be our night before the getting on the cruise. So the Thursday night, we're actually right at the bottom of old Quebec City below Chateau Frontenac on the same level where the port is. So we're going to be like just a couple blocks away from the port. We'll be able to walk to the ship. And then we're going to be on the ship for that first night. So we're going to have like 2.5 days in Quebec City. So we're excited about that.
Yeah, because if you watched our vlogs from the Volendam in the spring, we absolutely fell in love with Quebec City when we were there. So going back just a little bit, I saw when we were doing trivia and that someone put a question on saying, did we plan 2 Canada, New England cruises in this year on purpose? And so no, we didn't. We had the Volendam booked. We went on the Volendam. We fell in love with the itinerary and everything about it. And so when we came home, Mr. Knuth got an email from Princess promoting this cruise, and it was a very enticing offer. And he said, do you want to do it again in the fall? And I said, well, going to the East Coast in the fall might even be prettier than it was in the spring, and that we'll probably have the fall colors. And of course, this ship goes to different spots than what we did. We did a 7-day on the Volendam. This is 10 days. So we have some different spots that we've never been to. So we decided to do it again.
My question is, when will they do muster station?
Oh,
usually when you get on a ship, they send you and direct you right to doing muster station. But since we don't technically leave the port, do we get to do it the next day, or do we have to do it within a certain time of getting on the ship?
That must be a scheduling challenge for them, because if we're so used to now just doing our muster when we get on board and there's somebody at your muster that whole day. Are they going to have somebody at the muster all day and all the next day? So yeah, maybe it will be a timed thing. Hopefully where they'll say go at 1 o'clock or
yeah. Hopefully they're not waiting at muster for 24 hours for people to check.
Well, I'm just saying, like they can't do it like we're used to doing now since COVID, where we all go on and we check in and do it. They can't have somebody standing there for 20-something hours. So yeah.
If anybody watching has ever done a cruise like this where you do stay tied up to the dock the first night, maybe do you do muster that first day or the second? Because I want to plan.
Yeah, it's a question for sure. Yeah, we usually like to do it as soon as we get on board and get it over with, and know that we're not one of the people that they're doing the announcements for before sail away, saying we can't leave because 100 people haven't checked into their muster. Right.
And so I'm also curious then, I wonder if someone showed up a day late for their cruise, can they still get on that second day, even though they missed the first day of their cruise?
I wouldn't see why not. I think that's happened for people who have had to make, like, their flights have not got them to their cruise ship or whatever, and they've caught up with the cruise at a different port. It would be no different than that, right?
Yep.
They're still allowed on.
Kylie is saying for health and safety reasons, she thinks that you'd have to do muster if you're sleeping on the ship. So something happened in the ship, you are on the ship, I guess.
Right.
You're not leaving the port, but yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. We're going to find out for sure.
We'll let you know for sure. It's an interesting dilemma.
So this ship, after we finally leave Quebec City on the Saturday,
yes,
we are going to go up and make a left-hand turn and go up North America's only navigable fjord, believe it or not. They're actually going in North America. This is the only one you can get a cruise ship up, much like the ones in Norway. I hear it's not as big as the ones in Norway, but it's 100 kilometers long, this fjord, and we are going up to Saguenay.
And so this was one of the main reasons that we booked this, because we wanted to go here and see this. And so we thought we would go there, we'd get off and do a big, huge excursion. But everybody that's done this before say that the biggest thing is seeing it from your cruise ship sailing in. That being said, I think we plan on setting an alarm at 5 a.m. so we can get up and see the sail in and experience it from our balcony cabin, because we do have a balcony cabin booked for this cruise.
Yep. And if we miss it because we sleep in, then we still have to go back out the same direction we came in.
That's right.
So we might be able to catch it around dinner time. It'll just be a little more complicated because of what's going on around the ship. And there you go. Kylie's saying a fjord. No idea. We can't wait to see that in the vlog. Yeah, it's such a hidden secret in Canada that we actually have this phenomenal geographic kind of feature in the country.
Yeah. So we thought, wow, how lucky are we that this is so close to where we are. We have to go and see it. So we're excited for that. Yeah.
So then after we are done there, I believe we have a day at sea.
We do.
And then we end up in Charlottetown, PEI. And we really don't have a plan yet for Charlottetown. Last time we had a lot of plans to do Anna Green Gable stuff, as you remember from the first one.
Because we weren't sure whether we'd be back again. But Charlottetown looked like such a cute little town. I'm not sure if we'll just explore there or if we'll get off and do other things. We don't have a set plan yet.
No plans in Charlottetown. We'll see what the weather's doing and we'll go from there.
Right.
After Charlottetown, we make a turn over towards Sydney. And again in Sydney, last time we did the ship excursion.
Say the name.
Betic. I think I got it right that time. Yeah, after like 200 comments that I say it wrong, maybe I got it right there.
Yeah.
And we're not sure we're doing in Sydney. We did have someone that watched our vlog one time that said, I'm a taxi driver. Let me know if you're ever back. I can show you around.
Yeah, so we're trying to connect.
We said, yes, we're up for that, but we've never heard back from him. So if you're watching taxi driver in Sydney, we'll take you up on that. Yeah.
Right. We need to go on a tour. We'll see what we can find.
Yeah. So yeah, in Sydney, and there's also a few other ships. I can't imagine Sydney is such a small little place with bigger ships like the Norwegian Joy there. So it's going to be an interesting day to see how that goes.
Ooh, true. Yeah, when we were there in the spring, it was just us. But yeah, there's going to be other ships there. It's going to be a happening place in Sydney.
There's going to be dozens of people hanging off the fiddle. So it could be a busy spot.
Yeah, we might not get another picture of the fiddle. It'll be too busy there.
And then Banter. That's how you say it. I see the comments already coming in.
Helping us out.
And then after Sydney, we were in Halifax. This time, there's so much to do in Halifax. We have different plans in Halifax. I think we're going to focus on downtown Halifax.
We are.
We've got the museums there. We've got the breweries there. We've got the fort up the hill if we're really energetic. So that's the plan in Halifax. We're going to show you all downtown Halifax. Last time we went to Peggy's Cove. And after that, we are going somewhere we've never been before. We're going to St. John,
New Brunswick.
Yes. Bay of Fundy. Hopefully we'll have lots of fun. And we're seeing that
dad jokes are coming out, everybody.
We're seeing that there is a lot of places that they take you to or that you can visit and kind of touristy or actually kind of walking distance with where the ship is. Not sure if we'll get right to Bay of Fundy, but we'll be there anyways, coming and going. So we'll see how that works, but we don't have a big plan. We don't have a lot of set plans for excursions yet. We're just kind of feeling things out. And then after that, we are in, I don't know the last port. Do you know that? We're in Maine.
You keep saying that, but it doesn't show up on my app.
Maybe we're not.
Jerry has said this to me ever since he's booked it. I think when we originally booked it, it looked like we had a stop in Portland, Maine. And ever since I loaded the app and put the schedule on the app and the phone and everywhere, I've never seen a spot for Maine. So for what it shows on my app is that we have a sea day and then we get off in Boston after 10 days. So I don't know, but he keeps imagining we're going somewhere in Maine, and I hope he's right because I really want to do it. I've never been to Maine before, so hopefully he's right. And there's a mishap with the app.
You were in Bar Harbor, Maine.
That's true. Portland, Maine. I meant. Sorry, I meant to say Portland, Maine. But yes.
We'll see. If I'm wrong, maybe I'll have a chance to talk to the captain and say, pull over on the way to Boston, because Boston is where we get off the cruise.
That's right.
So what we had booked for this cruise was a balcony cabin. They gave us the upgrade options. We looked at them and decided, we were happy with our balcony. So we didn't do the upgrade.
Just a regular balcony, not a deluxe balcony. It's just a regular one.
Just a tiny little balcony. And with that, we'd also have the Princess Plus booked.
Right.
Was the original plan.
Yes.
But then we thought that we have so many people that are on our Facebook group talking all the time, and so many people on social media asking us questions and everything else. And we were thinking about vlogging this whole cruise. And we thought, we're going to reach out to you on Facebook. You might have seen it. I had put a poll out saying, what would you like us to cover when we're on the Princess ship? What interests you most about Princess?
We've been looking at excursions and things to do on the ship and trying to figure out what this looked like, because we have already been to Canada, New England cruise this spring. So we wanted to make sure that we're vlogging something different and giving you guys some new information. Obviously, trying a different cruise line helps, but we wanted to see what you wanted us to sort of showcase.
And so what you don't know after you did the survey is we decided to take all the results of that survey, we packaged them up, we sent them off to Princess PR and said, hey, here's what the people that watch our channel want to know more about.
Yeah.
And they were wondering, what does this mean for you? What would you like to do? And we said, here's what, everybody wanted to know more about the Premier versus the Plus package. They wanted to know more about the specialty dining.
Right.
People want to know about the changes to the Premier package since it's gone kind of unlimited.
Right.
And there was a few other things in there as well.
So Princess emailed us back and said that they are happy to have us coming back on board and gave us permission. This is something you do as vloggers. You get permission to vlog on a cruise ship before you go. So they gave us permission to film our experience. And they said, and we would love if you would talk about the difference between the Princess Plus and the Princess Premier package. So we will upgrade you that Premier package for free. So we are excited to say that we are going on and trying out this unlimited Premier package with Princess.
Yeah, and
thank you, Princess.
And that was very generous. And it's interesting because the new Premier package is still being rolled out throughout the fleet. I was doing some research today, and not all the ships have the new Premier yet.
Oh, really?
The Emerald Princess just started it a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
So it's very new on the Emerald Princess. And
Okay.
I think across the whole fleet, it rolls out by Thanksgiving or Canadian Thanksgiving.
Okay. So one of the questions that I just saw Gates ask here, we could answer it sort of about this. Gates' question is, if you booked the Premier package, did you book all your specialty restaurants on the app? So yes, when they upgraded our package, I was able to go into the app and book the Sabatinis and the Crown Grill right from the app. And you go through and it shows you how much the charge is going to be per person to do it. And then when you get to the total of like clicking your table and everything else, it shows $0 ordered because you have the Premier package. So I was able to pre-book that. So we have specialty dining pre-booked, ready to try that out.
Yep. So we're excited about trying that out. And maybe what we should do is we should talk a little bit about the Premier package, is what it is.
Oh, that's a good
idea. Right? Because a lot of people don't know exactly what
Sure.
it includes. It's evolved over the years.
It has changed.
The very first time I started, now I can't see it over my
We
glasses.
paid for it when we were on the our very first group cruise
cruise
with everybody, because we thought we'd wanted to do the, so one of the things it gives you is unlimited photos at the photos with the photo staff. And so we thought, well, at a group cruise, it'll be nice to have that. So that's one thing it still gives you. It did give you that before. That's
gives
not a
you
new change.
the medallion holding accessory as well.
Okay.
It gives you that as well. It also gives you free shipping for the medallion if you want to ship it before the cruise. It also gives 4 devices for their Wi-Fi Max, I think it's called now, unlimited Wi-Fi.
Right.
For 4 devices.
Mm-hmm.
Also gives, so when it first came out, it came out with 15 drinks that had a value up to $18 a drink, was when it first came out. But there's been a change in that now in the last few weeks since they rolled out the new package.
Okay.
Do you know what the change is?
Well, I know the change is unlimited drinks. So there's no 15 drink limit. It's unlimited. And I believe the dollar amount is up to $20 a drink.
$20 a drink now, yep.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And when it first came out, it had 2 specialty dinings is what you could book. And we found out, we booked, when we were in Europe on 22 days on the Enchanted Princess, we had we were gifted the premier package.
Yeah.
But on 22 days, it didn't matter how long the cruise was, you only had 2 specialty dining.
Yeah. But now it's unlimited. So you can go. So we know some people that are booked, for instance, in the Sun Princess in this fall, and they have the premier package and they booked every single night at specialty dining. They don't have any plans to go to the main dining or buffet at all. So you can book it as much as you want or as little as you want. That's your choice.
Yep. And partway, about a year, I guess it was a year after they laid out the premier package, they also started having these casual dining venues like the pub and the Salty Dog Gastro Pub.
Mm-hmm.
So these casual places were kind of like not really specialty dining, but they're all other eating options a la carte.
Right.
So it used to be that wasn't included, but now it is included with all of your fare. Or sorry, it used to be 2 nights. Let me just check my
No,
notes.
that was just with Plus. Plus was 2 nights.
Yeah.
Premier, you can use it unlimited.
So yeah, so you have unlimited of those type of dinings as well.
Mm-hmm.
And what else have we got? You said about the photos. So it's all digital photos.
Right. And then 3 photos, each, whatever size you want.
I'm not
each. Or is that unlimited too now? Did that change?
Couldn't find the details on whether you can still get the printed out ones for how many you can get. So we're going to find that out.
We'll check that out for you. The other thing is unlimited fitness classes you can attend. So I don't know. Do I have to do yoga while I'm on vacation? I might have to give it a try. We've gone on other cruise lines. Carnival is the one I'm thinking about, that we've been upgraded into the spa cabins. And with that, in the spa cabin on Carnival, you get to do fitness classes. And so I've done yoga classes with Carnival for free through that program. But I haven't done one on Princess. So maybe I'll have to pack some yoga pants and give it a try.
Another thing that it gives you is entry into the Princess prizes. So that's the thing where you open your door, and every time you open your door, there's like a random draw that happens. You get a chance to win anything from a Creek cruise all the way down to a $20 onboard credit.
Yeah, I think we did it one time. We got a $25 credit, but we do know somebody who won a free cruise off of that door on their thing. The other thing it gives you is reserved seating in the theater for their production shows. They have reserved seating for anybody that has that package.
It also covers your daily tips.
Yes.
So the tips are included. Is that as well?
That's, I mean, both packages cover that.
Plus has that as well, but that's also part of the premier.
Mm-hmm.
And
did you get it all?
I think that's all of the stuff. So also, when the premier first started back in 22, it was $75 a day. And then in 2023, when they made a few changes to it, it went up to $80 a day. And now the current price is $90 per person per day is what it costs.
US?
US dollars. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the cost for the premier package.
All right.
So
keeping all of that in mind, we are going to try it out for the 10 days and see whether that's something that we would pay for on our own on another cruise.
I just had an iceberg hit my nose.
Nice.
Or an ice cube, not iceberg.
Yeah.
An iceberg hit my nose.
Makes me think back to our vlogs where you were saying icebergs and little chunks of ice in Alaska.
And I did some pricing because, like, as you know, we're usually pretty frugal, and we want to know when all these packages all balance out for cost for all the different items. Are we cheaper to book a package or just
book it on our own?
A base fare and pay for things a la carte kind of on the ship.
Right.
So I did a bunch of math to see, okay, how reasonable is the premier package? Because we've done that with Holland America, and we've concluded with Holland America that the Have It All has enough value for us, that it's worth doing it. Even if we don't drink a lot, it still has enough value.
Okay.
We always felt that about the Princess Plus. Mm-hmm. So I want to do the math on the Princess Premier to see whether or not it's worth. Right?
Right.
But before we get to that, we should probably talk about what cruise vloggers dream about at night.
Oh. Oh, guys. So... No, I don't even know how to start this story. But this morning I got up, and Jerry and I usually have our morning, I have coffee, he has tea, and he's chatting about, always about cruising because he's obsessed about it. Big surprise. But anyways, he says, well, I had a dream last night. Tell everybody about your dream.
Oh, I had this dream that we were waiting in the terminal to get on the ship. And we were about to get on the ship, and I realized I forgot my backpack that had all of my computer and vlogging gear in it. So I had to come back off the ship to go back in the terminal and find it, and I found it. So that was fine. That was the first, moment of my dream that became a nightmare. And then we managed to get to our cabin, and I realized I hadn't vlogged anything. I hadn't filmed anything to show you us getting on this ship. And so I thought, I better get out the camera gear and start filming because we don't have any content yet. I open up the backpack, I look inside, and I realized that we've been so rushed getting packed. Maybe this is why I had the nightmare, because we're in the middle of doing all this right now. I was so rushed getting ready and trying to get off and get to the cruise. that I forgot to pack any of the camera equipment. So I had no camera gear to film anything for the vlog. And there you go. That's what I woke up in the middle of the night, like terrified that I was not able to vlog the cruise. So
That's his nightmare.
That's my nightmare.
He could go on a 10-day cruise and not pack a piece of article of clothing and he'd be fine. But not having his camera with him woke him up from a nightmare.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. My red shorts and a t-shirt, I'd be good the whole cruise.
Oh.
I have to have my camera gear. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember the tail end of the dream as I was waking up in a big frenzy. I was like, can I do this just on my phone? How do I save it to a computer? I don't have my wires. So I always pack all my wires, of course. Anyways, that's what I have nightmares about, is not being able to vlog a cruise. Clearly, that was my morning.
Crazy.
Yeah. Do you dream about stuff like that in cruising?
No, I haven't.
You don't dream about cosmos?
Nope. I haven't. No.
Oh, so...
All right. Want to go to a few questions
Do you
about it?
have the questions before we get to the pricing of it?
Oh, do you want to price?
We can.
I thought you already told everybody numbers. No,
No, I
you
didn't
have
tell
more
anybody.
numbers.
I didn't tell anybody the numbers yet.
He has more numbers, guys.
Numbers are good.
All about the math.
We're going to try to prove whether or not the premier package at Princess, the new one, is worth it or not.
Well, how can you do that before we've gone on and used it?
Well,
Whatever.
Just from the numbers.
Okay. All right.
Oh, man. So what I did is I went through and I tried to decide what just a normal cruise would be for a normal person that didn't book the premier package. What would they pay extra for? Right? So they'd have to pay tips. So that's your $16 per day per person.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm thinking the average person would probably go out for 1 or 2 specialty dining, maybe try 1 or both of the specialty dining, say on the cruise we're going on.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of assume that would be an expense that people might throw in.
Mm-hmm.
And I also threw on that, the average person these days, I know this isn't everybody, is probably going to pay for like Wi-Fi for one device so they can stay in touch with family at home or, that type of thing. Check on, the camera at their house for security, whatever you use the Wi-Fi for. Mm-hmm. I'm thinking that's reasonable. That's kind of an average type of cruiser this day and age, right?
Right.
So to do that would cost you, my numbers here say $56 a day per person is what that works out to.
For Wi-Fi tips and specialty dining
twice.
restaurant.
Yeah.
Okay.
So right off the bat, so you may have noticed I didn't include anything to do with drinks at this point, right?
Right.
So that means that I would have to drink $34 worth of drinks a day to be able to get my value out of the premier package.
So that's only 3 to 4 drinks.
Yeah, and you probably even make the argument that you may want to just book the plus package and it almost pays for that. So that's why I think the plus package is such a good deal, because it's almost the exact same price of what it would cost you to do these things anyways. Mm-hmm. So for us, that's why the plus package makes sense.
Right.
That's why we booked it.
Many times. Yeah.
So then I thought, okay, let's look at the cruiser who's going all out.
The cruiser is going all out.
There we go. So this person is still just getting Wi-Fi for 1 device, even though you can get it for 4 on the plus. I thought, most people only need 1 device.
Right.
We do
one device per person in the cabin.
Yeah.
Is that what you're talking about? So actually 2 people get to have Wi-Fi.
Yeah. And I'm
not like me and you sharing a phone.
Yeah.
Right.
And I priced this out for a 7-day cruise. So I thought, okay, go to specialty dining 5 nights into the dining room, twice for the formal nights is what I planned.
Oh, okay. That's excessive. Yeah.
Well, you're living large, right?
Oh, okay.
Remember, you're living large, right? And then you decide you're going to pay for that Princess Prize thing on your door. That's $10 a day per person. It's actually $20 a day per cabin, but if you split it per person.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So there you go. And then you've got tips. You still get your $16 a day for tips. And then I decided that, if you're going all out, you're going on a nice cruise, you want to have the photo package, instead of paying for like 4 or 5 pictures that are going to cost $100, Princess offers the unlimited USB stick, all the pictures taken, everything else. That costs $199. And that covers for both of you, right? That's not per person. So it's $100 each.
Okay.
For the cruise.
Okay.
When you price it out per day, that's like $15 a day or something like that. $14 actually.
Okay.
Are you with me?
I'm with you. Seems ridiculous, but yeah, I'm with you.
No, you don't cruise like this.
No, I don't.
You're right. For some people, this is a normal cruise.
I'm like, that's ridiculous. You don't have to spend that much money.
But some people do.
Tell me what that money is.
Eye rollers that are watching, they're like, yeah, I do that stuff.
Uh-huh.
That value right there, and I didn't put drinks in here. That's $101 a day per person.
So it's cheaper to do the premier package is what you're saying.
Yeah, because with the premier package, you got all that stuff. Now you've got all the drinks in the world on top of that.
And the free fitness class.
Yes. And we didn't mention,
you have to go to the fitness class.
You also get the free desserts to kind of balance out the free fitness classes. So you have to figure that in too.
I we'll try a free dessert for this time for you guys, but we did it once before and I wasn't overly impressed, so we'll see.
Like we've had family that we were able to convince when we looked at the pricing for the plus package back when we did the wedding. He was like, you know what? It's worthwhile if you get the plus package just to get the specialty coffees and a pop now and then. It doesn't even have to revolve and water.
The internet and the tips. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you don't need to drink alcohol to make the Princess Plus package work for you, in our opinion, for sure.
Yep.
Because just all the stuff that it does cover. Wow.
Yeah. So when I do the math on this, I'm thinking if you're living large, it definitely pays for itself. It's like no brainer.
Right.
If you're just an average cruiser, the plus is definitely worth it. If you want to kind of have a little bit extra, then you can go all the way up to the premier. You're going to get more value. You're going to get, more expensive drinks. You're going to get more options for dining. So yeah. So I think when I price it out, and again, it all comes back if you're going to use these things. If you're going to go on a cruise and do no specialty dining, you don't want the internet, and you're not going to get any photos taken, kind of how we started cruising.
I was just going to say, and we have done that probably at least 50% of our cruises, if not more, and had fabulous times. So you don't have to do all of this.
Then don't book either package.
Yeah,
absolutely. There's still value there. But if you want to have the others, then I think it justifies that, especially when you throw the drink package in here, which I didn't for either one of these. It's definitely well worth it.
Mm-hmm.
So that was my math today. So I convinced myself that if I'm going on Princess, I definitely think there's enough value there for how we cruise that the Premier would make sense almost every time, which is new for me because I thought the Plus was there and I thought Premier might be a little too much. But with the changes they've made now, like just think about the unlimited specialty dining alone, the cost that is worth.
Yeah, that's huge, especially if you use it unlimited amount. Like if you did that every night, that's crazy.
And if you're ordering like fancy drinks like Cosmos, it's going to cover all that for sure too. And the better wine at the dining room table.
That's true.
Covers the champagne instead of the Prosecco.
That's true.
So there is, it depends how you cruise. There's an argument to be made that Premier Package it almost gives you the full all-inclusive experience on a cruise ship that you might get at a resort.
Sure.
Where everything's included. Yeah.
But probably at a higher level on a cruise ship. That's my personal opinion.
Yeah. Better quality. Yeah,
for sure.
So that's my thinking. You might be different. Like I said, if you're a bare bones cruiser, you probably don't want either package.
Right.
And if you're kind of middle of the road cruiser, the Plus is definitely the way to go. And Premier is there is value in there with the changes, I guess is what I'm saying, that I think is worth it myself. Okay. So we get some questions. I'm sure we generate a lot of comments about this.
Let's do that.
Give me a time frame and I can throw some comments up there.
I don't have times on my screen today for some reason.
You don't have any times?
See this? Like I normally do, but I don't know what Mr. Canuck did to my computer, but all the times of your comments coming in has not been shown up today for me. I get the comments, just not the timeline.
I'm trying to see if I can fix that for you.
Oh, no. Don't shrink the comments. He's making them so tiny now I can't read them. Anyways.
I don't know what you do.
Harlan's saying get an aft balcony. It's nicer and you can see where you're coming from. You know what? We've been on 46 cruises now and I've never been seasick, but the one time that I kind of felt a little bit like that was when we were hanging out on Paul and Carol's aft balcony for a long time at one point. I don't really enjoy the view, the wake view. I know a lot of people love it and everybody says it's the best spot. For me, if I had to pick, I like being midship personally, but if I couldn't do that, I'd rather pick forward. We've had forward facing ocean views, floor to ceiling ocean views on New Stondon, for instance, and I love that view and it's never made me feel sick. Anyways,
like Kat is saying right below that comment
it's been taken off.
Oh, okay. It's been taken off on yours. It's still showing up on mine.
Yeah, that always happens.
So Kylie has a question saying, is Premier the same as Have It All on Holland America?
No, I would say Premier is a step above Have It All. For sure, just because it gives you a little bit more. Have It All gives you one specialty dining, whereas the Premier gives you unlimited now. Used to give you two.
Have It All, we found that a lot of the drinks, like a lot of the drinks aren't covered completely anymore with the drink package.
Yeah, so I guess, so Holland America is doing this sort of two-tier system too, because they have the Have It All, they have a signature and a lead, or I forget the correct names. Right. I might be wrong with the names. Oh. But anyways, yeah, I was having to pay for every Cosmo that I had because it was $1.50 above the drink package.
Part of you didn't have to pay for
I didn't have to pay the whole thing, but just a little bit. So yeah, I don't know. It's a little bit.
Well, I think also the Holland America's Have It All normally doesn't have the gratuities included, That is a perk that you can book now and then, but it's not always.
Sometimes. Yeah, that's true.
It doesn't have all the
Doesn't have the photos,
doesn't have the photos, doesn't have the desserts. Now the Have It All does have the excursion credit.
which is a really nice bonus. So yeah, they're comparable, Kylie, is what I would say.
But
a little
I
bit
don't
different.
think, like, when you look at Premier, I don't think there's any way in the world, even with the little bit of upgrades the Holland Americas Have It All, that it would compare to
Okay.
Princess Premier, especially
Okay.
that unlimited dining.
Mhm.
I think that's a big game changer there.
Andrea's saying, I always book the Princess Plus package and don't think it's fair that a 7-day cruise and a 16-day cruise gets the same casual dining. So agree with you, Andrea.
Yep.
That was our sort of thing too. We thought, okay, it's weird that, yeah.
When we were in the Mediterranean, we did the 22 days on Enchanted Princess.
Yeah.
We even went down to guest services thinking, we think there's a mistake here because this is technically 11 and 11.
Right.
We booked it as a 22, but it actually was 2 back-to-backs.
But yeah, we only got 2 specialty dining at that time.
And guest services told us straight out that you should have booked it as an 11 and an 11. Don't book it as a 22 because you would have had a 2 specialty dining for each leg. We would have
Yeah.
had 4.
Yeah, that's what they told us. But now I guess if you're doing premium, it doesn't matter. But yeah, that's what we were told last year.
Yep.
Harlan's asking, do the drink packages include flavored coffee? And it does. Unlimited flavored coffee at their, their cafes, their international cafe, that sort of thing.
Also includes the juices, the special juices as well.
Freshly squeezed juices at the juice bar too.
Ruth is saying she loves the Plus package. Oh, here's so Lorindo
Yeah,
is saying that it includes the
exactly.
specialty coffees, the sodas. So yeah, your pop, your soda, your juices. It all drinks water,
Even just like
bottled water.
I was just gonna say, for me, a lot of times after we have dinner and we've had cocktails before dinner or whatever, I just like to have like Perrier water while I'm out at the dance club or wherever I am, thinking, you're still having something, a fizzy drink, but not alcohol and not pop that feels so sugary sweet most of the times to me these days.
Tony has a question that we think we know the answer, but we don't know definitively of what we think is true.
Okay, so Tony's question is, do you know if Princess holds back specialty dining space to book on embarkation? Crown Girl is sold out on the app. So in the past, we've run into this and I haven't been able to get reservations. And once I got on board, was able to do it successfully on embarkation day. So I've always believed that the answer to that is true. In saying that, don't quote me on it right now, because we have been hearing from other followers that they're having harder and harder time doing that. So when Princess upgraded us into this premier package just this week, it was just 2 days ago, and I thought, oh, there are probably no reservations available for me to go on the app and get them at this point. It's probably all booked up and I'll have to deal with it when we get on the ship. But I was fortunately able to. Whereas saying that, we're scheduled to go on the Sun Princess in November, and I tried to book specialty dining with them probably a month or so ago and couldn't get anything. So I don't know if it's depended on the ship and who the maitre d' and the reservation coordinator officer is, or if it's just the popularity. We're not sure.
Yep.
But I definitely
we don't know.
Yeah, I guess we feel like it's been that way in the past. Has it changed? We're not 100% sure.
No idea.
But we should ask when we get on board.
Yep. If we get a chance, we'll ask that question. And Patrick and Mariette are saying something similar.
Yeah.
Interested to see if we can get specialty restaurants off the Sky Princess and very few time slots at the start of the cruise.
None left at the halfway point. So there you go. So they only had a couple filled. Yeah. So that's the other thing. When Jerry was telling me about this premier package where it's unlimited specialty, I'm like, oh, it's going to be really hard to now book a cruise last minute, which we like to try to do a little bit, and then be able to get into these because probably people have made reservations for months ahead.
Now, in saying that, the newer cruise ships coming out with Princess have more specialty dining options. So it might be more of a challenge on the older ships than it is the newer ships. Like Sun Princess has a whole ton of specialty dining that's available. So it'll be a little bit easier.
Laura's saying, want to see you both do a fitness class. Think of the great footage, Mr. Canuck.
I don't understand why Lori said both. It makes sense for you to like.
No, I think he should join me, right, guys?
A much more graceful experience from Mrs.
Probably
Canuck.
not. It's been a few years since I've done a yoga class. So,
like, it also includes, I think, Pilates classes. I don't even know what a Pilates class is. What is a Pilates? What do you do?
We're going to get him to do some research. Maybe we really should. I'll sign him up for a Pilates class and film it, and then he can film me doing a yoga class. What do you think?
have a convenient shoulder injury at this moment.
Oh, true. Yeah.
I can't lift my arm past this.
I'll get him cleared by the massage therapist before we leave, guys. Andrea is saying, I appreciate specialty dining to be booked. So if I want a special steak or lobster, I can order it in the main dining room. Mm-hmm.
That would be a nice feature. We should check and see if maybe it does or doesn't. But if you could have that in the main dining room, if you had the premier package, that'd be like, that'd be a bonus for sure.
Oh, right. Yeah. I don't know.
And
Ryan is here saying hi from Alice and Ryan in Toronto. We're going on the Enchanted Princess May 25. We booked the plus package large as well. Nice.
And Doug is saying new premium package on Princess has unlimited drinks and unlimited specialty dining, right?
Yes.
That is correct.
That is right.
Yes.
You're right, Doug.
Yep. And Kim is saying that Kyle has premium. I'll have it all.
Premium.
There
Okay.
you
That's
go.
what is the one.
Yep.
Yeah. We have that booked for next, not the next cruise, but next year. Because they were offering it at one of the bookings.
So Holland America, what happens a lot of times, if you book far enough in advance and you book the have it all, you get the premium have it all by booking it farther in advance.
Yeah.
So that's what we did. We booked it way a year and a half ahead of time.
Yeah. So
aft
balcony downers so far to get to things. Oh yeah, it is. They're far to get to things. Yeah.
And I've never enjoyed the aft balconies when I visit other people that have them. They're not my thing.
So our daughter, for her wedding, she was upgraded from, we had booked her a deluxe balcony room, and she was upgraded to a mini suite. But it was the second last cabin to the aft of the ship. And she said by day like 5 or 6 of the cruise, she's like, I probably shouldn't have accepted the upgrade. I would have been happier at the midship where we had her booked, just because it was so far. Every time you went to go somewhere and you forgot something, especially on her wedding day, and we had a lot of the stuff that we needed for the wedding in her cabin. She had brought a lot of it. And so constantly there was a bridesmaid or somebody running back to her room to get stuff for that day. Yeah, you aren't very centrally located, unfortunately.
Yep. Ryan says he booked the plus package as well to have things included.
Mm-hmm.
And Kim is saying that the excursion credits and the specialty dining for Holland America changed depending on the length of the cruise for the.
Yes, and that's nice. And Princess should take a note on that. But you're right. I like when you're on a longer one with Holland America, your excursion credits are like double, and vice versa. More specialty dining. Mm-hmm.
Tony says that he's going on the Sun Princess, is wondering if the booking problems have something to do with the changing of the venues, because they are moving and changing some of the restaurants around.
That's a great thought. Maybe it is, because I know I tried to book for Sun Princess with no luck whatsoever. Mm-hmm.
And Kylie is saying that she has the Have It All premium.
Nice.
On for her Have It All. So I think what our plan is, hopefully we'll be able to get lots of footage of situations where we're doing something on the ship. We'll be able to say, here's what we get because we have the premier package. Here's what we could have had if we had the plus.
Okay.
Or if we didn't have any package at all, right? So they're going to give a comparison throughout the cruise as to what we're doing and how that works as far as the experience.
Yeah.
So we're very excited about that. And again, thank you, Princess, for giving us a chance to give it a try.
Yeah, and thank all of you guys that voted on our Facebook group.
Yep.
So we were able to send that information along to them. And of course, if you have any questions about it, message us. Again, join us on our Facebook group. We try to keep track of that while we're cruising, and we also follow us on Instagram. We post mostly on Instagram when we're traveling, and to be quite honest, because it seems to be the app that allows us to do it when our internet's not so great. So Facebook and some other avenues are a little bit more challenging while traveling for us.
Mm-hmm. So I think that's it. We ran through all the questions. I think we've said everything we can say about the Princess Cruise until we get on there and show you in person.
We are excited to check it all out.
Yes, and I think that hopefully we'll have it live next week at this time from the Emerald Princess.
That's right.
So watch our Facebook and our social media. If something happens and we know that we're not going to be able to do it, we'll try to give you a heads up so you're not waiting.
Right.
But keep an eye out for it. And it'll be same time, same place,
Not same place. We won't
Yeah.
be. We won't
No,
be in our
it'll-
studio.
For them, it'll still be on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
It'll be different for us, not for them.
Okay. It'll be a different location for us. We'll be on location.
Oh, so thanks everybody for the great conversation today. Hopefully we helped clear up a couple things with Princess, and we found a few things that we're going to check into as well.
All right, and let's end on Andrea's comment right here because it's very clever. I booked the aft part of the ship so that I can walk off all the calories I'm consuming. That's a strategy I should do for sure. All right, thanks everybody for joining in. Please subscribe, hit the like button. All of those good things helps us out, and we appreciate it.
Yes, and next time we're talking to you, next time you see us on social media, we'll be from a cruise ship. And that reminds me, one last thing.
Oh.
Be sure to follow us on Instagram because we do a lot of live posting there and videos and pictures and stuff, so you can see us there. And also watch for the last few Canard vlogs that are coming out.
All right.
I think that's all the last stuff.
You got it all out.
Bye, everybody. Thanks for a great day.
Bye.
Bye-bye.